Hello, everyone, and welcome to another video for 222. This video is going to be a little bit longer than the video that is the introduction to your instructor, as this video is going to introduce you to the class. So I'm going to be walking through the syllabus. We're actually going to be walking through the Blackboard site as well, so you know kind of what to expect in the class and how to best navigate that as well. So I'm going to do a screen share so that we can look through the Blackboard site together and hit you with the highlights. So a couple quick things. One, you're going to notice when you very first log into the website every time, you will land on the announcements page. So this is important because I want to make sure that you all know where to get relevant information and where to come back to get relevant information should you lose that. When I make an announcement in the class, I will send it as an email as well. But sometimes I will send like text in a email form, but sometimes I'll do a voice recording as well for the announcement because sometimes I just like to personalize a little bit. Sometimes it's easier to get complex ideas across a little bit easier in a voice message than in text. So if you ever open up your email and you have problems seeing the message, always come back here to the announcements where you can check out the announcement if it's in a different format like voice recording or video recording or something like that. And then you will always have an archive of that information here as well. Okay, about the Blackboard site in general. I try to make this as approachable as possible. I try to make it as predictable as possible as well. So week to week, you kind of know what to expect. Best idea, start at the top, work your way down. Can't fail here. We have a couple general sections. We have a start here, which is kind of what gets you kicked off in the class. We have all our course content where the meat is. We have a tools section, which is going to be all about Blackboard tools, checking our grades, your calendar, if you need to send emails, Blackboard tools, Blackboard help. And then we also have a resources area as well. So it's going to be things about the social work department and different things that you may need for your online journey. So we're going to start here in the Start Here section and talk through it first. I'm going to kind of breeze by a lot of this beginning stuff. This is the video for Introduction to Your Instructor, which is myself, a little bio about me, and then here's the video you're watching right now, the course overview. A link to the course syllabus. We have this in two different places. A link to the course calendar, some information about setting up your USI email on your phone so that you get good notices, always important for an online course. And then a link to take you to week one content, which you can also do that here in the unit section. But if you don't make it any farther than the Start Here button, then this will get you over to the first week where you need to be. Okay, we are going to keep looking at this introductory area first, though. If you click on syllabus calendar, again, here's your syllabus in another link and an overview of the course calendar. And here is a hyperlink to the USI academic calendar. So if you want to start planning ahead and think about things like fall break and that kind of stuff, then you'll find all of that on the USI academic calendar. Again, here's the announcements area if you need to jump back to it, if you navigate away from it. And here are my office hours. So here's a link to my Zoom and information if you need to access Zoom, because you will find when you talk about the syllabus, which let's go ahead and do that my office hours are by appointment only. And the reason for that is working in CAPS and doing therapy. I'm in a lot of appointments with students on a regular basis. So I can't just walk in. It's hard for me to hold those open hours for my online students because if I'm doing that, then I'm not seeing as many folks in CAPS. So we'll set up appointments as needed to address things. We can either do that on Zoom or by phone. So just know that if you need to get a hold of me, you're going to want to either call me and leave me a message. This will actually come through our administrative assistant, or the best way generally is to email me. And I will respond to emails within one business day. So that means if it's coming to me late at night or on the weekend or over a holiday, that you may not hear back from me until the next working day. Sometimes I'm up with my kiddos at 2 o'clock in the morning and you may get a surprise email, but generally you just count on the business day model. All right, some other important information. So this is Social Work 222. This is one of the main courses that you have to pass in order to get into the social work program if you are interested in doing that. And so that means that you got to start this class and you get no less than a C in here in order for it to count for the social work program. So know that going into it. Again, my name is Aaron Pryor if you didn't watch my former video. And then this is my email and phone number should you need to get a hold of me. All right. So what is this class? What are we talking about here? This is the emergence of the social services. So 221 is a bit of an introduction of what is social work. And 222 talks about the social services that exist to help work through social problems and address social problems. Not only that, though, we are talking about the evolution and the history of social welfare and social services over time. So I'm not going to go through and read a lot of this stuff, but I'm going to read just these couple of sentences here that reiterate that under the course description. This course explores the philosophical and historical evolution of the American social welfare system. Course content covers public and voluntary efforts to deal with poverty and other social problems. Content addresses theories of political influence on social change. Content on social justice, oppression, discrimination, spirituality, and diversity are included. And it's open to all students. So there we go. You'll see a little bit further down here. I'm not going to go through all this, but you'll see some names of different programs that may jump out to you. Things like TANF, WIC, the quote unquote food stamps, vocational rehabilitation, Medicare, Medicaid. It's not listed on here, but TRIO programs, that's where I formerly worked, and I mentioned in the introductory video. All of those things are considered social welfare programs. So we'll be learning about those in this course. All right. So I'm just going to give you the highlights of the syllabus here as we work through. If you want to look at the course objectives and the learning objectives and the CSWE competencies, they're all there for your consumption about how the course aligns and what assignments align with those different things. Okay. I just now realized that this split the page on accident, so I'm sorry about that. But if you need to, if you're curious for this course, do I need the book? Absolutely, you need the book. This course is very, very heavy on the book. So make sure that you pick this up. We are looking at a reluctant welfare state, engaging history to advance social practice in contemporary society. This is the 9th edition, and it's by Bruce Jansen. Now, fair warning about this. This is a recent textbook change for the course. So I'll be probably making some changes to the calendar as I go. I'm going to be kind of working through parts of this book at a similar rate as you all. Well, ahead of the game, obviously, but I will be going through and passing down more of the relevant readings as we go. So if you may see the reading list and the reading assignments change as I do that. So just kind of be on the lookout, and I will update those within each individual module. It'll be listed for what the reading is going to be. Some minimum technology required for this class. Know that your instructor feedback, because this is online, you don't get that live feedback that you get in a class environment. So you'll get a lot of stuff through the announcements like we talked about. You'll get some comments on your assignments. And then when it comes to discussion boards, because there's so many of them, if there is some information I want to synthesize, I'll generally do that as an announcement. It's easier than and more practical, more universal to share insights and information with everybody versus giving it to just one person, or maybe that's the only person who sees it. So we will see it that way. Course requirements and grades. Everyone wants to know how the grades shake out. This class is out of 500 points. So if you ever want to know what your percentage is or how many points you need left to get to a particular grade, pretty easy. Just figure out how many points are left and then kind of double that. Will tell you where your percentage is and all that kind of good stuff. So 500 points, how does it shake out? Well, we're going to have 4 tests. They are each going to be 50 points each. They are non-comprehensive. So essentially, about every 4 chapters or so, I'm going to have a test. It's going to be heavy on the multiple choice. And there may be some other kinds of questions in there as well. But I'm going to be trying to pull the most relevant information I want you to pull away from those chapters that are the most applicable to your work in social work, or information about the profession, or the evolution of a particular idea. So a lot of those are going to be in the multiple choice format. And that means when we get to the final, there is a final, but it's just the 4th test. So don't freak out too much about that. Each one's going to be 50 points. We're also going to have a timeline assignment. It's broken down into 2 parts, which we'll talk about later. But one is worth 80 and the other is worth 100. And then we're going to have weekly discussion boards, 6 in total, 20 points each for our 120 points, bring us to 500 even. Now I'm going to make another video about the discussion board, and once I give you the quick overview here in a second, you'll understand why. So again, the timeline paper, just in short, I'll make another video about this as well. The timeline assignment, essentially part 1, you're going to choose a social welfare program from a provided list, and you're going to give me 30 dates chronologically of how that welfare program came to exist, historically, how it changed over time, and what were important historical moments that impacted it, and where is it today, and how is it impacting us today. Timeline paper 2, there's going to be some different options for you, but essentially you're going to take 5 of the most significant events from those 30, and you're going to synthesize them and help the class understand in a deeper way why those are the 5 most important of those 30 dates to your timeline assignment. We talked about the test already. The discussion boards, now here is where it's going to get a little bit crazy, and I'll do another video to explain this, but essentially, you'll see here kind of by this week breakdown, I've broken you into groups, group 1 and group 2. And this is kind of a format actually that the doctoral programs use, but with a caveat is I'm not making you do post and replies in the same week, which I used to do that. I'm actually giving you guys kind of a break to where one of the groups will post an original discussion board one week, and then the next group, the other group, will have one full week to reply in a thoughtful way to the first group. And we're going to kind of bounce back and forth like that. And at the end of the day, you'll have 6 total posts, 3 originals and 3 responses. And they will be hopefully really relevant to the class. But like I said, I will give you the specifics on that in another video. Okay, there's a bonus opportunity. I'm going to fly past that. If you want to learn about it, go out and check it out. Okay, then all of the policies. Here's the late policy in here as well. If something has occurred that will interfere with the proposed deadline, please contact me ASAP, as clear communication is your best course of action. This is so very true. I'm a very flexible individual. I tend to work with individuals as I can, but you got to let me know ahead of time. That's the best option. Please let me know ahead of time so I know how to help. And there may be times where I ask for documentation of exceptional need, medical documentation, doctors, obituaries, if you need to be out for a chunk of time, whatever. So if I ask for any of that, take no offense. I do ask for those things as we go, but I am very understanding. So if we need to make exceptions and tweak deadlines, all that stuff, happy to do it. Otherwise, all assignments are always due Sunday by 11:59. If you haven't caught on, it is in the headliner of every single page. So I know for a fact everyone knows the assignments are always due at Sunday by 11:59. Or I know that you guys are completely non-observant at this point. So one way or the other, we're learning stuff about one another. All right. Now let's talk about the course calendar. So the course calendar is broken down here. Right now, I have your readings assigned by chapters, and then within the given week, I'll tell you within that chapter if what the page numbers are, and you'll find that on Blackboard, or if you have supplemental readings, you'll find that on Blackboard. I'll go ahead and tell you chapter 1, you're going to read the whole thing because this is like an introductory chapter to help get us kicked off. And on the right-hand side, you'll see what is the due date, or the thing due for that week. So assignments due every Sunday except during finals week, because that ends on a Friday. So big red letters there. So you have a good sense of when your timeline's due, when your group is supposed to be responding, all that kind of good stuff, and when your tests are going to fall. The only discussion board here, this is not like the other discussion boards, you're actually going to choose your timeline topic by the second week, and you're going to post that for everyone to see. All right. And the rest of the stuff is just appendices of the information that we talked about if you want to go back to it. Okay. So let's look at the breakdown real quick. So jumping back over to course content, I said that things are going to be pretty predictable. You kind of see it all laid out right here for you. That each week is going to look pretty similar. If I go into week 1, first thing I'm doing is linking you back to the syllabus course calendar, the NASW Code of Ethics. and then you'll see a breakdown of what you need to be doing this week. So check out the faculty introduction video, check out the syllabus course calendar overview, read chapter 1, all of it. And I may drop in other videos, other readings, stuff like that. If I do, you'll find it right here. You're not going to see anything really due this week because the way the discussion boards shake out is you're not going to be doing anything on that until a couple weeks in. Other than week 2, you're going to post your topic for your big assignment, your timeline assignment, which you'll see here. All right. So again, here's your kind of to-do list for the week. I'm going to jump back again. Here's week 3. Here's your to-do list for the week. So if I'm making adjustments to the readings, you'll see that here. But if there is not an adjustment, you're going to go ahead and assume that you're reading the whole chapter. Otherwise, I'll be giving you kind of a range of pages to read. So just kind of watch for those. Okay. And then down the side, the other important thing that you'll need to see, you can't see this right now because I'm in student preview mode. So it doesn't really know how to give me this. When you click on groups, then you'll see which group that you are in, 1 or 2, so you know how to post. And then you'll see a quick link to the discussion boards, which has some good information about how those are going to work. The choose your topic discussion board and a bonus one. Ooh, there it is. And quick links to the timeline assignments, part 1 and 2. And then, like I said, the tools section is over here as well. All right. So that is a quick look at the class as a whole. Like I said, I'm going to make 2 other videos, one specific to the discussion board, one specific to the timeline assignment to help guide us through those. But if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to help answer any questions that you have, and we will work through them together. So hopefully you'll find them easy to work with, and we will, be able to tackle any sort of concerns that you have together. For the most part, if I'm being honest, the 222 class, if you're doing your homework, you're gonna do pretty well. I see a lot of A's, I see a lot of B's, but the other grades that I see that aren't A's and B's are F's. Very rarely do I have someone fall in the CD range, because it just means that those individuals just aren't trying, they're not participating. So I'm going to see a lot of A's and B's, I'm going to see a lot of F's. And if you're falling into the F range, it's almost always likely because you're not submitting discussion boards, your stuff is coming in late, or not turning your timeline assignment. So in the online class, you got to kind of stay on top of those things. If you do that, then we're all groovy and it's all going to be good. So, all right, if you have any questions, call me, email me, we'll set up a time to talk, and I'm happy to work through any concerns that you have. Let's have a great class.